Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, May 27th. It is 6:24 right now. We got market opening up in about 6 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, one last thing. And it looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Cool. So as people start joining in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. All right, going down to the 2 hour. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, May 27th. It is 6:28 right now. We have market opening up in about 2 minutes. Marked up liquidity over here. Looks like the breakout for today is going to be a sell if anybody's looking to take it. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here for me to look at. So let's take a look at the market profile. All right, so value high is going to be over here. Let's see, what's the value low? Value low is going to be right here at 41,985. It's pretty low down here. 41,985. Color that one green. Let's see, point control is going to be somewhere down here. Let's see, 4290. around the 42,100 area. All right, guys. So market is now open. Looks like the breakout's currently running in profit. Looks like it might have already hit actually. So breakout just ran right there. It's on its way to its TP. So breakout came up right there for a sell. It's running down to its TP down there. We'll keep watching to see if it ends up hitting. I'm just marking up the market profile right now. Value high is going to be right here at 42,165. And the opening price is going to be right here. All right, looks good. So, all right, guys. Um, Looks like price is kind of just bouncing back and forth right now, which is perfectly fine. We don't really have any liquidity around this area yet. So if we're going to look for a sweep may happen around this area right here. This area is kind of like, there's a lot of things around this area. So we have liquidity sitting down here. We have the Asia low and we have the value low down here. If price drops any further below this area, there may be opportunity down here for a possible sweep. So this is going to be a little tricky because there's a lot of levels down here. The sweep may happen here, price may break below, and sweep may happen lower. So just be cautious about this area here if you're looking for a possible sweep. If you are looking to try both areas, then I would say probably half your risk. So take half risk over here if you want to try this area, and then half the risk down here in case this doesn't sweep and it sweeps down here. So just something to keep in mind if you guys are looking for possible sweeps. The ATR is currently 20 right now. I'm looking for a possible MPSV2. The MPSV2 actually came up pre-market right here and it already hit. So we had a sell signal, a small retracement green candle right there, and then continuation right here. So this was the basically the opening candle was the MPSV2. So MPSV2 right there hit already for 30 points, and then also the breakout here hit for 50 points. So if you guys took any of these opening entries right here, they both hit full TP. 50 points for the breakout right there for a sell. We had a sell momentum, and then MPSV2 that happened immediately on the opening candle as well. So a bit of a confluence right there. Two strategies basically on one candle right there, MPSV2 and breakout. Other than that, we'll keep looking for any possible sweeps, or we'll be looking for any possible opportunities for MPSV2 back to the upside. So we'll just keep looking. There's no updates here yet, so we'll keep following this as price continues to, obviously move along. We have a sweep level down here, of course, if price does come down to this value low, which is at 41,985. That's where I have this over here marked up with this green line. So if anything, the sweeps may happen around here. There's two levels of sweeps here. There's going to be one possible opportunity for sweeps right here and another possible opportunity for sweeps down here. Typically, I like to go for the farther level, but it may happen around this area. So if this fails to sweep, then this will probably be the sweep area down here. If you guys are looking to take that. Yeah, Daniel said, man, breakout's been on a run lately. Yeah, the breakout's been hitting pretty much every day. I think last week it won 4 out of the 5 days. The week before that won 5 out of 5. Today it won today. So it's been pretty smooth for that breakout. And it's like I tell everybody, like if you're gonna stick to a strategy, you gotta stick to it long term because there's gonna be times where it hits and there's gonna be some times where it doesn't. And this is one of those times where it does hit. We just got a big order that came in right now. Let's see, 59 contracts for a sell at 42.22. So a lot of sells here coming in. We're getting to that first initial level of sweep right here that may possibly come up. So this is a possible sweep area right here. We'll see if price sweeps back up. So I'm not taking this one here, but if anybody is looking to take it, there's a possible sweep that has happened right here. ATR is currently at 23 right now, so if you're looking to take a sweep, this is the first opportunity for sweep. The actual one that I would look for would be the one down here, because this is where the value low is. So this is gonna be the first opportunity for a sweep. The next opportunity is gonna be down here. Ideally, if I'm looking for a sweep, I would probably go for right here. I would go for a sweep at this lower level because there's just too many liquidity levels down here. Unless you want to go for a 30-30. Initially, I would go for a 30-30, and then I would probably adjust it as price kind of moves around. So like I said earlier, I wouldn't take this sweep because there's more levels of liquidity down here. So if you are looking to take this sweep, guys, the lowest level is going to be right here at the, let's see, 41,929. This is kind of like what we talked about last week, right? If there's too many levels, I would preferably go for the farthest level down here. Your sweep might not get activated, but this is going to be, a safer area for you to catch the sweep versus these up here because price still has liquidity to grab down here. So if I was to take the sweep here, I'm not looking to take any sweeps right now. I'm trying to get a feel for the market first, but if I was to take a sweep, I would take this lowest level right here. This is where you kind of have to make an educated guess. Do you want to take this one right here, depending on how your risk is? Because the thing is, like, this sweep level is so far below that it may not even get filled. So if you were to take this level right here, you would have gone filled at that point. Or if you would have taken this level, you've gone filled right there. But um, the lowest level is a little far off. So what might happen is price might sweep and then push up from here. Or price might sweep below here and push up from there. Or if price gets all the way down to the bottom, sweep from there and then pull up from there, right? So it just kind of depends on like where you guys plan on taking it. For me, obviously, I would like to take the farthest level. It looks like this one here is currently running up. It already hit TP. Yeah, so full TP on this sweep right here. You can see this here got broken through. This one here got broken through. But the sweep happened at this level right here. So just kind of depends on like where you're looking to get into that. Like depends on your risk parameter. Yeah, Shivam said big chop down, got to say. Yeah. Price pretty much chopped down a little bit, came back up. If anything, you can look for a possible MPSV2 to the upside. So possible MPSV2 back to opening price right here. So like I said, kind of depends on where you're looking or where your risk appetite is. If your risk appetite is at this level of liquidity, then this would probably be one of the riskier levels. If you wanted to get the lower levels down here, ideally, I would probably try to grab liquidity from down here, or even from the middle level at least. All right, ATR is currently at 26 right now. Looking over here at the overall direction of the trend, um, it's pretty mixed right now. The higher time frames are neutral. You can see over the 4 hours in between the pivots, the 1 hour is in between the pivots, and the 30-minute is shifting below. So the 4 hour is bearish neutral. 1 hour is bullish neutral. 30-minute here is neutral. Bearish is flipping to bearish. The 10-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute are all bearish. So it's pretty mixed with regards to the overall time frames, with regard to the overall trend. Um, yeah, I just don't really see anything here specifically that we can really gauge with regard to direction or price. Here we go with price pushing back up. This could possibly set up for an MPSV2 back to opening price. So let's go over here to the market profile. We're getting a rejection right here off the value low. So the 1 minute's indicating that we do have a bottom confluence there for a push to the upside. Same with the 30-minute rejection right here off the value low. 1 hour time frame rejection off the value low. Uh, volume profile, nothing down there. Clean chart, possible rejection right here off this level. This is the 41,000, 42,000 level. And the SR charts over here, price is also rejecting off this support resistance. So if we do get an MPSV2 for a buy over here, this could be a possible clean entry. So possible opportunity here for MPSV2 if this candle ends up providing opportunity for retracement. So we're going to look for, we have a buy signal here. We're looking for a retracement to follow. So buy signal, retracement, continuation up higher. We're all be looking for there. All right, let's see. Glenn's asking, are news price red flags for these liquidity sweeps? For the sweeps, there's no red flags. It's just it's a sweep because you're looking for that quick volatility spike. So there's not going to be any red flags because typically for the sweeps there are going to be red flags around the area, so they're going to be disregarded for that specific strategy if you're looking to take it. So. Yeah, I would just avoid all red. I would just ignore the red flags for the sweep specifically because you're looking for price to just like break through it. There's no manipulation that we're looking for price to kind of chop around that area. You're just looking for a sharp spike like it happened right here, right? Price come down, grab the liquidity and spike back up. All right, so we have a possible MPS V2 setting up right here, guys. Again, buy signal, looking for a red candle to confirm the retracement, and then we'll be looking for another green candle to confirm the continuation to the upside. So just a matter of time until we get that there. So the price action here is pretty slow, as you guys can see. Price action is pretty slow here. All right, guys, I'm not really liking the price action here. Price action is getting really, really slow. We talked about this before when the price action starts to flatten out like this. It's not really good because it's probably going to stay flat for a while. We do have the red candle there. If this green candle here stays pretty flat, I'm not going to take the entry, guys. So I would need this green candle to push up a bit higher. So I don't like that we're starting to flatten out right here. This here closes as a pretty decent green candle, then I'll take it. If it doesn't, then I'm going to hold off on it. I don't want it to be too big though. That's the thing. If the candle's too big, I'm also going to hold off on that too because it might retrace back down. So I think if the green candle closes around this area right here, I'll be okay with it. I'll take this for an MPSV2. This is an MPSV2 setting up right here. I'm going to keep watching the price action. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. So I'll keep watching it here to see where it ends up closing. We got 10 seconds left on the candle right here. If this closes green, I'll be taking this for MPSV2. Actually, I'm going to take that back, guys. I'm not going to take this one. You guys can see here, it closed a little too small. So this is an MPSV2 currently running right now, guys. I'm not in this position. Like I said, if it goes sideways right here, I'm not going to take it because I don't want to be holding on to this position where it just ends up chopping back and forth for the remainder of this period. If you guys want to take it, it's currently running right now. I'm not in this position. Like I said, I was only going to take it if it closed above this area right here, which it didn't, right? It ended up staying down here. The problem with price staying choppy like this is that you could be holding on to this position for a pretty long time, 5, 10 minutes or so, and this will end up spiking either up or down. And at that point, you put your trade in at a gamble. right? We've gotten caught in these types of positions a lot last week and the week before. So I learned from that, and I'm not taking positions that end up going to this chop like this. So I'm not in this position here, guys. This is an MPSV2 currently running. Um, for a choppy market like this, preferably, I'd rather look for the liquidity sweeps. I think the sweeps are going to be a lot more. It would just make more sense because there's just not enough volatility in this specific area. All right, so I'll mark up this level right here if it becomes established. It's not established yet, but you guys can see here that the chop is starting to happen. The MPSV2 is back in profit right now, but it is going sideways. If you guys are in the position, we'll keep watching it here, of course. Obviously, I would like for it to hit. I'm not going to fade the position, but I'm not in it, so taking it easy. We're coming back from a holiday weekend, so usually the market does move kind of sideways after a holiday weekend, or you start to get some manipulation because people are re-entering from the weekend. So right now, I'm not really in a rush to force any entries. Today's our Monday, basically, since the markets were closed yesterday. All right, so this pushed up a little bit. It's currently pushing in profit. Of course, I want it to hit, but I'm not in the position here. It looks like Sam caught it. He went in for a smaller target. I'm assuming he went in for like 15 or 20, Sam. Looks like Sam already got it there. So nice work, Sam, on catching that. The ATR is currently at 24, so I'd probably go for, 25 here. If you guys are looking to take it, or if you want to keep it at 30, I mean, that's fine too. Again, I'm not in this position right here, guys. I'm just following it for you. I didn't want to get caught in this market chop, which is exactly what I was trying to avoid. So this right here, what's happening right now is exactly what I was trying to avoid. So I'm okay with not being in the position because I already predicted that this is probably going to happen. And that's exactly what's happening here. So just be patient, guys. You don't have to force any entries. We have a whole week ahead of us, guys. Today's the first day of trading. So we still got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Obviously I'm hoping to get something here today, but I'm not going to force anything here. And there goes the chop that I just mentioned. Let's take a look at the market profile. Nothing has really changed too much. This is still at 985. Let me check that real quick. 985. Value high from 165. Yeah, nothing's really changed here. Pretty much the same. All right, here we go with the back and forth that we were just talking about, guys. So I'm still rooting for you guys if you guys are in this for the buy. I'm just not in the position, so keep following it. Yeah, I'm missing my analysis is just spot on with this here. So again, it's still ranging, consolidating sideways right here. It's doing exactly what I marked up. So this is the main, here's a perfect example, guys. So like we already saw this starting to chop right here, and this is why I wasn't comfortable taking the position here for the MPSV2 because I've seen this pattern come up over and over again. Yeah, Sam said you said you weren't going to take it, but I was already in it, so he got out quickly. Nice. So Sam actually made his profit on this trade already, and he got out quickly. Smart move. The analysis here is lining up exactly with what we said. There's now MPSV2s running in both directions. So right here, guys, this MPSV2, there's another one that came up right here for a sell. We had a sell signal, retracement, confirmation right here. So this is an MPSV2 for a sell now. And it looks like this one over here actually hit. I still wouldn't have taken this one, but there was an MPSV2 right here for a sell. So this is what you don't want. You don't want trades running against each other, right? We had the MPSV2 running here for a buy that I didn't take. And there's also an MPSV2 here for a sell that I wouldn't have taken either because I wouldn't want to fade this specific trade. So you guys can see here the chop is chopping, right? This is what I was worried about. The thing is the MPSV2 doesn't work in a chop, right? I mean, it works, but it doesn't work very well. Because this is how the market's moving right now. For MPSV2, you want price to be climbing to the upside. So you want price to climb up higher, right? That's an MPSV2 direction. We want price to be moving directional in either direction, whether to the upside or to the downside. Um, in a choppy market like this, what you want to be looking for are possible sweeps. Sweeps are going to make more sense in a market that is bouncing back and forth, of course. Yeah, Shivam said, gotta say, that sell made sense. Natural instinct would be buyers trying to ride up after that retracement. Next buy MPS, I may take it. Yeah. And I agree with you too, Shivam. It looks like right here, it basically faked out the buyers, right? So price came down, it sweeped, faked out the buyers, came back down, took out the buyers, and then now it's coming right back up to where it's supposed to go, right?
Connection.
Little connection lost here on my Ninja Trader. Check real quick. So a little connection lost here for my Apex accounts. It's okay. But all right, we got price pushing back up here now. So price is pretty much knocking out this upper level of liquidity right there. The problem with the next MPSV2 is that it's going to get caught at the opening price right here and the point of control. I mean, this could be a possible sweep here, if anything. This is another high right there. So there's two different scenarios here that can play out. This is going to either be a sweep right here or price sweeps back to the downside. I mean, this could be a possible sweep. It's not a sweep I would take because there's no confluences around this area. So there's a high right here. Price came up, it grabbed it. You can see the rejection right there off that level. And then with that rejection right there, price is coming back down into this range. So what I'm looking at here now, it looks like price is really starting to establish a range here. I'll mark up the range in a few. I just want the range here to be established first. Once it's established, we can really confirm that it's in a range. But this here is another sweep. It's just the sweep happened around this area where the point of control was a little bit higher. So the point of control is actually, yeah, you can see over here. So on the 30-minute time frame, look at how price came up. It grabbed liquidity right there, and then it came right back down. Right, the point of control is going to be adjusted right here now to 42.98. I mean, it's just 1 point off. But the sweep level here is too far down. So for me, in order for me to take this here as a sweep, I would want to see the liquidity up here. Right, I'd like to see price push up, grab liquidity up there, and come back down. I mean, nonetheless, this is a sweep level. So Let's see, Glenn said maybe it's good to incorporate these bounces on the session high lows to liquidity sweep strat. Um, well, if there's a liquidity down there, then yes, that'd be the case, Glenn. So yes, I do agree. If there's you're basically looking for confluences. The confluences are going to be the red flags basically. So you're looking for price to basically bounce off the red flags, or you're looking for liquidity to sit around the red flags. So like basically any of these other lines here. So yeah, you can use that as a confluence. It doesn't have to be the market profile. Market profile is going to be stronger, but you can use the other red flags as confluence as well. So like same with this sweep over here. There was a level of sweep, and then there was also the sessions, and then the point of control, which is down here. Or not, sorry, not the point of control, the value low, which is down here. That's why I was looking for all the sweep levels around this area, but I'd be looking for the farthest one down, which should be down here. So yeah, same with the other levels here. So looking at the sweeps, I mean, this is just a choppy market at this point. If you look over here, I turn on the high-low indicator. You guys can see there's so many highs and so many lows around this area. There's just too many. It's too many on both ends. So like in order for you to get a sweep in this type of market, it's not going to be very likely. So in order for me to really get like a really clean sweep, like a sweep that I actually would want to take, is I would need price to actually push way up here and then sweep from this area and come back down. Or even higher. So like, I mean, realistically, my sweep level would be up here. Like I probably wouldn't even take these levels up down here. I would take the one from way up here. And I don't know if we'll get that today. I don't think there's news that's really going to, let's see. So this morning at 5:30, we had high impact news. I'll mark that up. Medium impact news at 6. So 5:36 and then 7. We might get some volatility push right here. So 5:36, 7:30. Let me mark that up real quick. I mean, this happened like way over here. 5:30. I mean, it wasn't a big volatility push, but nonetheless, it's still news. Clean this up a little bit. Um, News here at 7. We got news here at 7:30. So market's moving kind of slow right now, but if price ends up actually moving, then we may have some opportunities here. So this sweep level here is still currently running. I mean, realistically, it's in a range. Yeah, it's in a range right now. We got price coming back down. Let's see, Shivam said his areas of interest is 42,111. All right, so Shabam's looking for price to reach this area up here, 42,111. And he's also looking for price to reach 41,949. Okay, so basically my area of liquidity down here. Yeah, so Shabam's looking to get, or he's looking for price to kind of reach this upper area over here, 111 above the opening price, or my area of liquidity down here. All right, we're kind of just getting a range here at this point, guys. So this sweep here that we talked about earlier is currently running at the moment. This is why it's hard for me to go back and review sweeps because I clean up the sweep levels. There's a sweep level that was right here. Obviously, that's been taken off. So the sweep level happened right here. and it's currently running right now to its TP right there at 30 points. But if I was to here, let me just move this back a little bit. So if you look over here, price is really just ranging right down the middle right here, guys. So this is the meat of the market right now. It's kind of just sitting right here. Looks like full TP on that right there. We have news. It just came up. So full TP on the sweep right here. That already hit. And then we have news right here, this big spike candle. So this is medium impact news right now. 7 o'clock. It's a CB consumer confidence. It was positive. Price spiked up, of course, with it. Man, what a messy market here, right? This is my charts are like there's so much marking on my chart because the market's so messy right now. We got so many levels. Price over here sweep the opening price basically. I mean, I wouldn't trade that during news, but price did basically sweep the opening price right there. So I'm still looking for my opportunity for entry here. No force. Not trying to force anything, of course, but we'll see how this here keeps moving. All right, we got nothing here, guys. Price is still ranging in this, basically within this area. So like, let's go back to our market profile. Let's go to the 1 minute. So it's not like super obvious here, but you can see here that price is pretty much just ranging. For not to incorporate the big wicks, right? So price is pretty much just going back and forth within this area right here, which is fine. It's cool. You know, if we have liquidity that starts to mark up around this area, we can possibly look for opportunities for sweeps. I mean, there's just not really much here to take trades at though. So what I would look for now is I'd look for a possible sweep up here, right? Because this is going to be around the point of control area. So what I would look for is I'm pretty sure this is a high that's been established or about to be established, or actually it isn't. So there's no high here. I was looking for this here to establish as a high. The problem with this here is that there's a low here. So what I would have to look for here at this point in time is I'm gonna look for a high to be established, come back down to this area, and then double top it right there. Right, and look for a possible sweep around that area. Um, it's a messy market, guys. Today's a pretty messy market. I'm not really expecting too much to happen today. If I don't get anything today, it's completely fine. I'm not going to force anything here. Obviously, I would like to take something, but I mean, this market is super messy. There's no NPSV2s here, so we had a sell signal come up right here. Price retraced up, never came back down. We had a buy signal right here. Price retraced down a little bit, never came back up. It's not super great. Shivam said, I didn't see the news, but he took the buy MPS. Okay, so Shivam actually took the buy MPS that happened right here. There was a buy entry that came up right here for MPS V2 guys, and Shivam actually took it and he made some profit on there. So here's Shivam's profits for the day. Nice work. About 300 per account. So solid work right there, Shivam, on catching that entry. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I wasn't really expecting the price to spike like that, but luckily it spiked in your direction and it pushed up pretty high to um to hit your TP or get you into some profit right there. Otherwise, yeah, it was tricky. I mean, good thing it spiked up and not down. So, all right, some profits right there from Shivam. And congrats to Valentine over here. So Valentine got a couple payouts from Tradeify. So we got a payout right there for 1,500 right there. Two payouts right there for April and for May. 1,350. Nice work, Valentine. All right, so we'll keep looking here for opportunities, guys. Again, like I said, there's just not much here to take at the moment. Price is just chopping back and forth. I guess I could draw a range here. I just don't want to make the chart too messy, but just so that you guys have an idea of like where price is currently, ranging from, of course. So there is the consolidation range. I wouldn't really want to trade in this range unless you have some sort of sweep that you're looking for. There's no upwards liquidity. So again, like what I said earlier is I would need price to push up and then double test it basically, or double top. So I need price to push up, establish a high, come back down for a retracement, come back for a retest, and then this is where I would take my entry. There's no MPS V2s here, so I mean, there's not really much here to work with, guys. It's not that we're avoiding entries. There's just nothing here right now. There's no MPS V2s. We had a buy, so we had a sell signal here, price retraced up, no MPS V2. Buy signal here, retrace down, no MPS V2. Sell signal here, retrace up, possible MPS V2 coming up right here if you guys want to take it. But like I said earlier, it's gonna be a little tricky to get into this position here if anybody's looking to take it. So. And it looks like it's not even going to close. So we do have a possible push back up right there. No confirmation for MPSV2. So again, we're just kind of waiting for opportunity here. I don't really got much going on here, guys. Again, consolidation just within this area. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, we're going to keep just waiting for opportunities here to present themselves. There's no MPS V2s, there's no liquidity sweeps, not really much of anything here. For this week, guys, just a heads up, the sale for Apex is going to be ending. So I'll put the, let's see, it's 90% off right now, Memorial Day sale. So I'll put this over here on the Discord. 1 second. All right, guys. So here are the details with the Apex promo right now. So Apex right now is 90% off. It ends tomorrow on the 28th. They're providing 90% off all evals for the first month and 50% off recurring. 1 day to pass for the accounts, $40 resets across the board. And this is going to end again tomorrow. So I'll post this up right here in the Discord. If anybody's looking to, add on accounts or if they're looking to reset their accounts, 40 bucks for reset. So pretty cheap if anybody is interested. And I'll put this over here as well in the YouTube chat. Actually, it's not going to fit. I'll just put the link there if anybody's looking to use it. Yeah, like what Justin said, 90% off the first month and half off the following month. So I mean, it's a good deal if you're trying to just pass right away, guys. I don't think it's a good long-term deal though, because the previous deal was like 80% off every month, including the following months. So yeah, if anybody's looking to add some account, if you're looking to just YOLO an account and try to get that passed with like in 1 day, then I think that'd be a good option. But if you're trying to take your time, then I would just wait for the next promo because it's only 90% off for the first one, then it's 50% off for the following. And so we haven't had a mentoring session in a while, guys. Tomorrow, just a heads up, we have a mentoring session with Jarrell. We're going to be setting up his NinjaTrader copier. So if anybody's interested in sitting in on that or you're curious to see how to set up Replicano on your computer, I'll be sitting in with Jarrell tomorrow at 2 p.m. to be covering the Replicano NinjaTrader copier. All right, we got price pushing back up, possible buy signal right here that may close. If this closes, this could possibly set up for a possible MPS V2 outside of this range. Otherwise, price may come up, establish a high here, like I mentioned, pull back into the range, and I'll be looking for that retest for a sweep. So I'll be looking for the sweeps here to set up, of course. Let's see, Shivam said, I do see good potential for liquidity sweep on the engulfing news candle, then continuation up, but we'll watch it for learning. Only issue is volume is very low. Yeah. So that's the problem too. Like you want the volatility and volume to be pretty decently high, especially for these sweeps, right? I think something like NQ might be something better to take these sweeps on. Let's see. There wasn't really any sweeps. I mean, NQ is also kind of choppy right now as well. I don't really see any sweeps here that happened today, actually. Not yet, at least. So there may be a possible sweep right here off this upper area. But it looks like NQ is kind of choppy as well. Not as choppy as YM. Check ES. ES looks like it's moving a little more volatile as well. Looks like there could have been a sweep right here. So it looks like there could have been some pretty good sweeps here on ES actually. ES and NQ are moving a little more volatile than YM today, or so far at least. All right, we have another possible sweep level right there. It's currently pending. All right, so we don't really got much here, guys. Same consolidation range that we marked up. Price has pretty much been consolidating, ranging for about an hour now, it looks like. Or not an hour, maybe like 40 minutes, 30 minutes to 40 minutes. Price has been consolidating within this area. Yeah, Shivam says everything seems like it has retraced why I'm lagging, but most likely going to follow ES and Q. Yeah, I mean, eventually it's gonna have to break out of this range, so it's gonna take some time. If anything, I'll probably shoot up to the upside. There's just not much going on today. I mean, it seems like people are taking an extended vacation. It seems like volatility's low, not really any updates here. Yeah, there's no breaking news here. Not really much. It's all good. We're just gonna stay patient, guys. I mean, this is, this is kind of what you need to have. You need to have the discipline and the patience during set times like this, because this is like an easy time for people to take random trades, right? I think like for most people, they might just take a sell here just because price is at this upper range. And as soon as they take that sell, that price is going to push up and spike them out, and then it'll come back down, right? So it's all good. You got to stick to your trading plan. Mainly looking for MPSV2s and liquidity sweeps. There's an MPSV2 that just came up right here. I personally don't like when it's right at the upper range, but this is an MPSV2 that's currently running. It came up at the last second. It's currently running in profit right now. The ATR is currently at 20, so if you want to take this as an MPSV2, I'd probably take it for lower. The only problem with this MPSV2 is that we have a bunch of red flags right here, or just one actually. We have one main one, which is the opening price, right? The problem with this is you don't want price to come up, bounce off the opening price, and come back down. So this is a 20-point move right here. If you want to go for the 20, fine. If you want to go for the 30, that's also fine. It's just kind of up to your preference. So again, we have an MPS V2 running right here for a buy. The problem with this here, volatility is too low, volume's low. We have a red flag right there. It's just not a good area to be trading in. But if you guys do want to take it, I do have it marked up right here. It's currently running in profit. And we'll just kind of wait and see what happens here next. But this is the MPS V2 for a buy currently running. I'm not sure if you got into this, Shivam. I know this is what you were looking for earlier. I just didn't like the area where it was at. It's currently at, and there you go, full TP for 20 points. Let's see if the 30 points gets hit. 30 points is a little far out, but the 20 points there did get hit. So 20 points is done with. And we'll see if 30 gets hit. So again, guys, this just goes to show that the strategies are still working. It's just up to your, your risk appetite. So it looks like the 30 there got hit as well. So it's Longy caught it nice. Shivam said, I like that retracement and push up. Yeah, did you get into it, Shivam? Or you just held on, you just held off on it? For me personally, if it pushed up higher, I would have taken it. I just didn't like this area right here at this range because I don't want something like this happening. Yeah, Talanji caught it. So nice work, Talanji, on catching that right there for a buy. So again, this is just proof that the strategies are working. It just really depends on your risk appetite. If you feel comfortable taking the risk, great, take the entries. I'll mark them up for you. If you're not comfortable, then it's okay just sitting back for a bit. Yeah, Shivam said it's nice because you can compare the candles. The last entry was solid, but didn't take it. Yeah, it's all part of the game, guys. Like, you don't have to take every single entry that comes up. It's just a matter of patience, of course. Damn, this thing is flying now, so it's pushed up pretty high from that point. All right. So we have price pushing up right here. It is currently at the value high right now. There's just no sweep areas from up here. As much as I would like to take an entry up here, there's just no areas for sweep. The next area for sweep would be right here at this area of liquidity. The problem with this being the sweep is that there's so many levels up here, right? So like if you guys want to take the sweep from this point, I mean, by all means, feel free to take it. But I don't know, it's just a little risky here. I'd probably look for confirmation. I'll look for confirmation up here. So there's gonna be a couple, like there's so many levels of liquidity up here, guys. So this is gonna be tricky. I mean, the value highs right here. So this is ideally where we see the bounce happen. But the sweep that I would look for entry would be up here. The issue with this is that if price pushes up any higher, we have sweeps from up here, sweeps from up here, sweeps from up here. There's so many areas where price can sweep from. So I don't know, I might just watch. I'm not really pressed to take any entries today anyway, so we'll uh we'll see. I mean, of course I want to take something, but I'm not going to force anything here, especially if it's not like a good setup. And right now it's not really a good setup. Yeah, Shivam said, yeah, I just replayed that with the last MPS entry. Took volume spiked above 50, then jumped 200. Might start using volume as a confluence. Yeah, no, it's helpful. Volume does help. The thing is, you just don't know when the volume's gonna spike like that. The spike from earlier is based off the news, but in general, like this, for example, this volume push to the upside, I don't think there was anything that really caused that aside from like a late reaction to the earlier news. We do have news right here at 7:30 though. So at 7:30, we have Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index forecasted to be positive. Yeah, so that's forecasted to be positive right there. So right now on the greed, fear and greed index, we're currently in greed. So we might be entering a selling market. Same with the crypto market over here as well. Or this is just for the crypto market, it looks like. So for the crypto market, it's currently in a greed market. So they're expecting price to come back down. I don't even know where Bitcoin's at right now. Let's see, where is Bitcoin? It is currently at 109. Yeah, so it's coming back down. I might buy back into Bitcoin. What I did is I sold off my Bitcoin when it got to the high. I'm looking for it to come back down lower and then probably buy in a little bit lower from here. Not a crazy amount, like maybe like 100K just to like watch it kind of move. Because the thing is, if it moves up a little bit, that's like pretty decent profit. I initially bought Bitcoin a long time ago. So, well, I didn't buy it, but when I was in law school, my roommate used to pay me rent in Bitcoin. So like what happened was well, I didn't buy, but I received a bunch of Bitcoin like way over here and like it's not even on the chart. But I received Bitcoin back in like 2017. That's why my Bitcoin kind of shot up a little bit. I didn't put 100,000 into Bitcoin. I put like maybe where I had about like 30,000 or 40,000 in there just from rent payments from when I was in law school. And then it just shot up when it spiked up. So I just held on to it. I made money on it, didn't really take it out. And then I finally sold off all of my Bitcoin around like the high point. And then now it's starting to come down. So if it comes down a little bit, I'll probably buy a little more. If it comes closer to, I'll say 100. It's probably where I'll buy some more. I'll just buy back in so that if it does push back up, I'll just sell off again. It's been a pretty, I mean, Bitcoin's been kind of all over the place. I was kind of pissed before when price came up right here. So price came up over here. I didn't sell off and it came back down. I was like, damn, I should have sold off and then bought back right here. So when it came back up, I sold off, came back down. I should have bought more down here, but it's all good. The thing with the crypto market is that it's all over the place, guys. Like you can't really gauge. I mean, you could gauge it. Uh, Tark's not here right now, but yeah, Tark has a specific analysis that he shares with me that makes sense. So for him, he's expecting it to be more bullish, but I'm expecting a retracement to happen. Anyways, guys, the liquidity push, or I mean, sorry, not liquidity push, liquidity sweep never happened up here. Like I said, there's a lot of areas here for sweeps to possibly happen. Um, Siobhan mentioned there's an A plus plus that came up. So yeah, there's an A plus plus setup right here, guys. Um, Problem with A plus plus is that there's a bunch of red flags right here. So not exactly the type of area that would I like to be getting into, right? It's not a tradable area for me. So not really much there. We got news coming up right here at 7:30. This will probably spike price up or spike price down. I don't think it's going to spike very much, but it's going to move for sure. Possibly up because the news is forecasted to be positive. So we got news coming up in about 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds till news here. We got news in a few moments. And there goes the news right there. All right, not really much with the news right there. I will mark up the news, of course. So we have that in our chart. Yeah, so you can see price kind of pushed up a little bit, but not very much. News was positive. Or actually, no, it didn't load yet. It's loading right now. But volatility here is not doing anything. Again, as you can see right here, price is just back in a consolidation. So if I was to draw a consolidation range here, same thing from earlier. It's just a slow day, guys. I mean, overall, it's just a slow day with regard to consistency with volatility, which is, I mean, this was there's no surprise here, right? This was sort of expected because we're coming back from a holiday weekend. So not too much here. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Let's see. Sam said 42 200 sweep. What do you think, Sean? Yeah, so your sweep is exactly where mine's at, Sam. So yeah, I do agree with your possible sweep right there. I mean, that's the closest level of sweep right there, right? So that's kind of where I'm seeing. The only problem is that there's so many levels to sweep from right here, right? There's a whole bunch of levels. These are on the higher time frames too. So I do see your level right there. It lines up exactly with mine. That's kind of where I could see the sweep happening. However, there's a lot of different areas where the sweep can happen, right? It can happen right there at the 42 200. It can happen at the upper level. It can happen at this, it can happen at this right there. There's so many levels where the sweep can happen. But because the volatility is so low, I do see possible sweep happen right there at the 42 200. That's the initial level that I'm looking at. So we'll see, and we'll follow it. Shivam's asking, what do you think about VWAP? Have you used it before? Yeah, VWAP's cool. I mean, VWAP acts as I mean, the VWAP is kind of similar to the pivots over here. It's where price pulls back to. So I mean, depending on your type of strategy, what I used to use VWAP for was to ride price back down. So for example, if I had liquidity, let me see if I get VWAP up here. What's wrong one? So with VWAP here, I wouldn't really use the bands very much. I mean, you can use the bands if you want, but so the VWAP would be this blue line right here, right? So what I would look for is I would look for sweeps and then price to come back down to the VWAP. I mean, that's what VWAP is. It's an anchor. So what happens is when price is overextended, you look for price to come back to the VWAP, which is the middle point. It's the same as the pivots, right? So like for example, if you're using the pivots here, see how price pushes away from the pivots and it pulls back to the pivots? The pivots are a little more reactive. So like you can see how price pulls away and it goes right back to the pivots. This here is more reactive because it moves faster. But the VWAP, it's a little slower. And the thing with the VWAP is that it works well in a sideways market. Like in your arranging market, it works well. But when you're in a directional market, it doesn't work very well because price will just keep pushing, right? So like for example over here, see how the VWAP was like way down here? Like this is where you can get screwed. This was last Tuesday. Like if you're using VWAP in a market where it's directional, like for example, it's so directional up here. Obviously, we have MPSV2s that come up right here, but you can see it never comes back to the VWAP, right? The VWAP's down here. So it's just like any other tool, Shivam. It works when you want to use it. So it works like for a specific type of market. Like for this type of market, yeah, the VWAP might be useful. But in a directional market where prices, like for example, if you use the VWAP right here, you probably would have gone screwed because price pushed down too far, right? It came back eventually, but I think the VWAP was already below it. Let me see where I was at. Yeah. So I know a lot of people they try to trade at the upper bands. It's kind of similar to a Bollinger Band, right? If you look at Bollinger Bands, it looks exactly like a VWAP. It's just Bollinger Bands are a little more loose. Uh, yeah. So you can see the Bollinger Bands followed a little closer. The VWAP is based on volume and it's like just kind of farther out. People use it for the same thing, right? People like the same with the VWAP. See how like the Bollinger Bands has like it'll have a middle line as well. People use it for the same exact thing. You can catch the sweeps and then pull it back into the middle of Bollinger Band. So, I mean, they go hand in hand. I've been trading for so long, guys. So like, I pretty much know almost every strategy that people apply. Um, that's why I don't apply what everybody else does. I kind of just use it as a confluence, right? I use it in conjunction with like what my actual strategy is. So. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the VWAP. It just depends on like if it works with your analysis there. For me personally, I'm not looking for those types of retracements. I'm looking for fixed targets. So I don't really, it's not really useful for me specifically. Yeah, no problem, Shabam. Again, if you guys have any questions regarding anything, I mean, feel free to let me know, guys. I've been trading for so long. Like I've tested pretty much every single strategy out there. That's how I came up with my own strategies, right? I learned from trial and error. I just kind of figured out how stuff worked, and then from there, I kind of just implemented my own strategies, and then I use other things as confluences. So if it's useful to me, I'll use it. If it's not useful, obviously I'm not going to use it. Um, and you gotta remember, guys, a lot of these tools that are used by everybody, they're kind of based off something else that was already there. So a lot of them are just renditions of like previous other tools that were already created. Like you guys might know like the parabolic strategy, right? It's kind of similar to like what everything else is too. It's just instead of lines, you use like symbols. So just something to keep in mind. Yeah, no problem, Shivam. I'm glad I could help you with that. I know it's interesting. Like whenever you find something that you might think may work, trust me, I've tried it before. Like every time we try to figure out things to improve or to add on to like what we're already doing, I've tried almost every tool. I've tried almost every indicator, every tool. If I needed to create my own indicator, I would. Um, Also, guys, if there's an indicator that you guys need made or you want one made, like a custom one, let me know. I know someone personally that can possibly make it for you guys. Um, he's actually here in our group right now. I don't know if he's here right now, but yeah, there's someone who's offering services to build indicators. He was asking me if I needed something, but I don't really need anything right now. Yeah, if anybody is interested in that, feel free to let me know. There's nothing going on here, guys. You guys can see the choppiness right here. So don't worry, you guys are not missing out on anything here. There's no sweeps coming up. Let's say who's Steven? No, definitely not Steven. Steven's not creating indicators. Um, there's another guy. He's from he's been on he's in another guy's group that's in our group. And he's just kind of trying to help him get honest. Like he's trying to get into like the whole coding space. So he wants to practice with like helping people create indicators. But definitely not Steven. Nothing to get Steven, but it's not Steven for sure. Man, this is not exactly how I wanted the market to be on open. I was hoping we get some like crazy manipulation, some high volatility, like something happening in the market. This is very similar to a summer market, guys. So we talked about this before. Brace yourselves for the summer market. This is just kind of how it's going to be during the summer. The good thing about this is that you're going to see a lot of choppiness, but then eventually you're going to see some volatility, and it's going to be easier for us to catch some entries. Yeah, so in the summer you're going to see a lot of like slow movement, but then you're going to see some big movement. Usually it's going to happen in the beginning. So usually like from open right here, we're going to see some pretty high volatility movement. So like by 7 o'clock, we're probably going to have our entry. And then after 7 o'clock, we're probably going to have a lot of sideways movement. Like for example, right here. I mean, there's nothing you can pull from this market here, right? I mean, you can see, I'll mark up the consolidation here. So we got consolidation right here, and we got consolidation. I mean, this consolidation is really tight. Like we had the consolidation earlier from here, this range. At least we had some movement back and forth. Over here, this is just not going anywhere. So this is kind of what we're dealing with right now. Not a huge deal, but it's what we're dealing with right now. Price isn't really doing anything. It's kind of sitting right here at the sessions. If price does push up, you can see a possible sweep possibly happening here. The thing that you want to be careful for, again, like I said earlier, guys, is there's a lot of levels of liquidity up here. It's a whole bunch of areas right here. So, I mean, while this one will probably maybe hit, you might get price push up even higher and sweep from there, right? Or in another case, way up here. So if you guys are looking for the sweep, I'll mark it up for you guys. Sweep's gonna happen right here. Possibly the first level of sweep is gonna be at 42,200. Next level sweep's gonna be at 42,218. Next level is gonna be at 42,38. Um, See, the thing is the value high is like right here down the middle. Let me go and see if there's any updates here. Yeah, the value high hasn't changed at 165. It's rejecting directly off the value high right there too. So there hasn't been much change. Value high is at 165. Value low is at 185, or sorry, 985. Point of control is right here down the middle at 98. Yeah, it hasn't really moved very much. So you can look for the possible sweep there, but like I said, probably not going to see too much here happen in the near future. Let's see, 7:42 right now. We still got a lot of time, guys. A lot of time on our hands right here, right now. A lot of time, not a lot of movement. So you can see right there, again, not really much happening. Price is just sitting at these sessions. A lot of space right here to go. Price reaches the sweep level. All right, let's see if price finally pushes up to the sweep level right here. 7:43. So we got about 17 minutes till 8. Yeah, Shvam, so the A plus plus hit for 20 points, probably 30. So that A plus plus setup from earlier, is that the same one you were falling from down here, Shvam? That thing was running for a long time. Yeah. So you can only imagine. I mean, this thing would throw me off. This thing had ran for about, almost 20 minutes now. Yeah, Shivam said way too long, but still good to see it hit. Yeah, and I agree 100%. So it's always good to see the strategy still hitting, even though it's taking forever for it to hit. Um, the ATR is really low right now, guys. It's currently at 18 ATR. So, I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't really expect too much here. I wouldn't hold your breath for an entry at this point. unfortunately. As much as I would like to see, something come up here. So there goes the MPS, or sorry, the A++ guy is currently running. There's actually an MPS V2 that's currently running alongside it too, down here. Yeah, there's also an MPS V2 that's currently running right here. So buy signal retracement confirmation right there.
If you invested $0 a day for 40 years, you'd have $0. But if you invest,
Sorry guys, my phone. Yeah, so we got an MPS V2 that's currently running alongside the A++ possible sweep right here. This is actually going to be I think the sweep here is going to be a good setup, guys, now that we have this here lined up. So we have the A++ right here that's currently running to its TP of 30 points, full TP on that A++ that happened right here. So now we have an MPS V2 that's currently running in profit. I wouldn't have taken this MPS V2 because it was right at the session. That's a red flag. But we have an MPS V2 that's running to the sweep, right? So this sweep here actually might be pretty good. If you look at the storyline, it makes sense here. A++ push up, MPS V2 push up. As soon as it hits TP right here, reversal back down. So this could be a possible, good sweep right there. I don't know if you're looking at that right now, Sam. Solid. Yeah, Sam got that for a break and retest. So yeah, the sweep here is starting to make more and more sense because you can see the storyline here is starting to align with it. So we'll see what happens here. All right, looks like we are going to keep watching for this here. And now the volatility's pretty much died back down. All right, we'll see what happens here next. All right, so it looks like the sweep here is going to play through. I'm not going to take the sweep. I'm just going to watch you guys. Again, like I just don't feel comfortable with the type of market that we're currently in right now. This low volatility is just not exactly what I'm looking for. I'll follow it for you guys though. Oops. All right, so here we go as price pushes up to this area right here. Let's see if it sweeps. So A++, MPSV2, full TPs. This one's about to hit a full TP, and it's gonna pull into the sweep right there. See, the thing is, I don't want to go against the volume and volatility right now. It's pushing up pretty strong. And the reason why I wouldn't really want to take the sweep here is because, like I said, there's a lot of levels up here. If anything, I'll take the sweep if it's up here. So if it gets up to this area, I'll take the sweep from the highest level, but not exactly from this one right here. Nice. Talanji caught the entry right there for MPSV2. Sam got the MPSV2 as well. Not sure if you got into the sweep right here, Sam, but I'll be following it for you right there. It's not the best market right now, guys. As much as I would like to take certain entries and whatnot, it's just not the type of market for me specifically to want to get into. And there we go, the sweep coming down. I guess I'm just a little wary because of last week's entry. I took the sweep and then the price came down to the lower level and it actually worked from that point. Not to say that this one wouldn't work, but definitely a little bit on the trickier side. Because this is where I got stopped out last week. I think it was on Friday. I got stopped out because there was a sweep and then price kept pushing, and then it actually went to the next level of sweep. Sam got out at break even, solid. So still running right now, guys. I'm not in this position, of course. I'm just following for you guys here. But like I said, the sweep here is tricky because there's more levels of sweep here. We have a sweep level up here. This is what happened to me on Friday. It ended up sweeping and then it ended up pushing to the next level and then it came down from there. You guys remember the entry from Friday? And that kind of threw me off because I was like, man, I should have just waited for the next level. So I decided not to take this one here specifically. But looking at the entries for today, guys, today was actually a pretty good day overall if you looked at everything that came up. So if you look at everything that came up here, we had the breakout, which hit full TP there for 50 points. We had a pre-market MPSV2, or the MPSV2 lined up with the opening candle. So that was a full TP for 30 points. We had a sweep down here that happened for 30 points. This was an MPSV2 that didn't work out, but it was right in that chop. I did warn you guys about this, so I didn't take this one here either because I did mention that price was going sideways. Didn't feel comfortable with it. There was another MPSV2 that hit full TP right here. This right here was a sweep, I believe. And then we had an MPSV2 that hit full TP right here, A++ for 30 points, MPSV2 over here for 30 points, and then possible sweep right here. So there's a lot of opportunities for entries here. They just weren't really good setups. Um, like this sweep over here as well. I was tempted to take this sweep down here, but again, there was like lower levels right here below it. So I decided not to take that one, of course. Same with this one over here, right? Price kind of pushed up. There's a sweep level, but there's a bunch of levels above. So that's why I didn't feel comfortable taking that specific sweep. So, and then Sam over here took the sweep, but he got out at break even, which was, I think, a smart move. So I guess we could keep watching here, guys. Again, if there's any other questions, it's currently 7:52 right now. So we're almost done with the session here. It's just if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know, and then we'll um we'll go through it. Yeah, nothing going on here yet still. So same situation as earlier. Like I mentioned, it's probably going to come up, maybe grab this liquidity up here, and then maybe come down from there. Hopefully, that's kind of like the best case scenario that I can see for this specific push to the upside. Solange said the liquidity indicator is actually really good if you know what you're doing with the fair value gaps. Yeah, exactly. Helps a lot right here. You can catch those break and retest pretty simply. Break and retest, or you can catch the push through and then to the next level. It just makes my chart super messy, so I personally don't really use it as much, but it does work very well. All right, we got price pushing up a little bit, or pushing down a little bit. Price never came up to grab this liquidity right there. Yeah, Sam said the ATR is at 16. I mean, there's no need to force anything right now, guys. There really isn't. The ATR is at 16, not really expecting much volatility here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into any entries. Ideally, I would still like this to come down and hit, even though I'm not in the position, but there's nothing here for me to take specifically. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping this up pretty soon. It's about to be 8 o'clock in about 5 minutes, so there's no need to force anything here at all. So yeah, if there's any questions, guys, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. No need to force anything here. I feel like the longer that you're on these sessions, the more FOMO you guys get. So to prevent you guys from getting FOMO, um, I typically just wrap it up. All right, not much going on here. Let's check to see if there's any other news coming up. There's no other news for today. For this week so far, we have so tomorrow we have the mortgage rate, jobless claims, initial jobless claims, GDP growth rate, pending home sales, gas stock change on Wednesday. Thursday we have personal income, good trades balance, Chicago PMI. This is all starting to set up for NFP next week. So a lot of economic news as we start to set for the NFP next week. Jolt's job openings right here. So we should have a pretty busy week, guys. I don't think this week's gonna be flat. I think it's gonna be pretty busy for the most part. It's just gonna be a matter of time until the news events start to come up, which will really push price. So again, right here, the sweep is still pushing, guys. Hasn't hit its TP yet, but it is still pushing. And I think that's going to be it for the day, guys. So again, I don't see any other questions here. The ATR is super low. It's currently at 15 now, so there's no need to force any trades here. At this point, it's really best to kind of just sit this out and just wait for better market conditions tomorrow. Otherwise, there was a lot of good entries for today. Pretty much everything hit aside from this first MPSV2, but we already avoided that one. We knew this was going to happen because of the low volatility, choppy markets. Otherwise, everything else hit. Breakout hit for 50 points, liquidity sweep 30 points, MPSV2 30 points, MPSV2 30 points, liquidity sweep 30 points, MPSV2 30 points, A plus 30 points, MPSV2 30 points, and then the sweep here that's currently running. So, I mean, pretty good day overall. Here's some profits right here from Lila. Lila locked in 814 for the day. Nice work, Lila. So great work right there on your end as well. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. This is really what keeps you guys on track. If you guys are posting your profits, you'll understand when you're doing well and you'll understand when you're doing bad. You can't always just be on cloud nine with good trades because it's just not possible. You're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have bad weeks. But if you keep track of your profits, whether you're winning or you're losing, it's going to give you more accountability with the, obviously following weeks. So it looks like the sweep here is about to hit, guys. Sweep is about to hit. It already hit for 20 points, but the 30 points looks like it may possibly hit there. So 20 points is already done with. Looks like the 30 points here just got hit or it's about to, but it's on its way down. So, all right, guys, pretty good day overall with regard to the strategies. We're only looking at two strategies, which is the NPSV2 and the sweeps. The sweeps, obviously, it just depends on where you're looking to take those entries, risky or not risky. But overall, great day overall with the entries that did show up on the chart for the day. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. Sam said with this ATR 1515 or 1520 would be a correct sweep. Yeah, exactly. So Sam said, yeah, with this sweep here, if you did the 2020, you'd be fine. Or if you did 1515, you also would be fine. It just kind of depends on the volatility in the market, guys. I would always base these sweeps off the ATR. I wouldn't base it off anything higher. So great work right there, guys. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Today, no mentoring session. We'll have a mentoring session tomorrow. Today's Kai's birthday, so we're gonna be hanging out. Me and the gold dog. Cody's knocked out, so he's obviously on his office chair. Kai's knocked out right here on the side of me, but it's his birthday today, so we'll be doing some stuff. All right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys.